Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. Happy Sunday to you and your family. Taking a quick look here at Pepe. We're going to quickly peek over at some Fibonacci retracement levels, Elliott wave. We're going to update a few things here and kind of just take a look from the big picture down. Okay, so make sure you stick around to the end. It's really important you do watch all the way through so you can learn as much as you can. And if you fast forward to the end for the answers, you're not going to find them because they're interlaced throughout the entire video. So hopefully you can learn something here today. I'm not a financial advisor, love to teach people to trade. If you want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is a site. Also be sure to jump on over to our Bing X giveaway. We've got less than 100 members left to register for a $10,000 reward there. Basically $100 free for no trading volume or deposit required here for Bing X. And this is just a good option for Canadian, European, Oceanic, US, and of course UK members. Mainly partnered with them to help kind of offset the Bybit KYC requirements. Okay, so if you got hit by that, Bing X is a fantastic alternative. All right, so what we want to do here is update some Fibonacci retracement levels and take a quick look at the big picture as well. Okay, so we're going to just go ahead and take the most recent low to the most recent high, see where it's going to be retracing. And keep in mind, this little level right here is a support level, and the price does look like it's wicking down there to that range. Okay, so again, right there at about 163, point of contention was a previous resistance. Now it's turned support. Okay, so far it's successfully evaded one attack, and it's going to see, we'll see hopefully soon if that can continue. Taking a quick look at the daily though. MACD is finally starting to kind of come through, but we can't really tell specifically which direction it's heading yet. Not to worry though. Good news is we're still above 50 on the RSI, and this is still holding. So this is a really important support range. We can see with a little bit more money coming in as well. Money flow index is up. That's a positive sign. We should be able to sustain our price point above that. That's why I mentioned yesterday the bottom is in, because obviously we had a nice little bounce there off that 150 range, and it's doing pretty well even still considered here today. Okay, so good stuff there. Let's take a look at the 4 hour and kind of see what's going on here, because with the 4 hour time frame, this is where things get pretty interesting. And what I mean by that is we're soon to test 50 in the RSI, but we can assume or presume for now that that will work as a support level if the price comes back down to that range. It's almost there, so it's safe to say it might actually bounce. But generally speaking, that's a typical support level. What's great about that is that's previous resistance here. So if you can see, this level here was a resistance for the RSI. We got rejected a couple of times and it broke through. Finally, we look here, we're retesting that same exact level. Okay, so it's a resistance turn support. And what's great is we have a resistance on the RSI turn support, and we also have a resistance turn support on the price action too. It's like a double positive. So that's really, really good news. Even though we are diverging here fairly strong, you could say, we don't have an official divergence yet. Okay, so it's normal for what goes up to come down, right? So this is all standard stuff. We're looking actually really good here, very healthy. We'll take a look at smaller time frames, just say the 1 hour and the 15 minute. I'm curious about Elliott wave and kind of seeing where we're at, but we should be at the tail end of this little sequence here. Okay, we're also testing 50 on the RSI. Correction, I'm sorry, 50 on the simple moving average. This is one area too would be nice to close above that. Granted, we still have about 16 minutes in this candle, so in truth, we probably won't close above that. So we have the 20 to kind of offset that. Okay, so again, some conflicting information, but still mostly positive on the 4 hour. The hourly here is an interesting thing here. So we got this massive candle wick here. We saw tons of volume come into this coin right as soon as it short squeezed. So in other words, as you can tell here, this is a strong resistance level. A lot of shorts were hedged right at this point right here. In other words, as soon as the price action hit that level, they flipped their shorts as soon as they got closed out to longs, and the price shot up. That's usually what happens with a short squeeze, or just a lot of shorts get liquidated, and it makes it a run for the bulls to effectively pump the price up without any resistance. Okay, so that's why this point here is so important. That's why I emphasized that yesterday. It's also equally as important to note that this is right here a potential support level. Okay, so really, really good stuff there in that regard. We're looking pretty decent overall to be able to see 163 hold as a support. Okay? Now again, there's no guarantees on that. It could very well drop through that, but statistically probable for the price to stay above than to drop below. Okay, so the hour, right as I say that, like it's going down. That's funny. One last thing to note too as well is TD sequential here. We can see we are getting a nice little reset here. Keep in mind, these candlesticks haven't closed yet, so we don't want to get too worried, but this should provide support in this range. Okay, once more, we're looking pretty decent here. Keep in mind, this is actually slightly disadvantageous here. We look at the hourly. With the cloud, we can see that we're soon to travel within the cloud unless the price can pull back up. So that does imply that even though we've been above the cloud for some time, it could prove as a resistance level, and this 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level at 170,000 should be the new resistance. So we very well see the price action probably range bound between 163 and 170 for the immediate foreseeable future. but preferably we're looking for a candlestick closure at 173 or higher. That's essentially what we're looking for. Okay, because again, that would put us above the cloud and put us in a better shape here. So ultimately, we may not see that happen right away, but if we do close, just say today or tomorrow, above that level, that's going to be what we're looking for. Last thing to look at here would be the 15-minute, and just touching on the Elliott wave here, because what this does, once again, if you're new to it, it pretty much gives you 3 higher highs and 2 higher lows. So we got higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and the, of course, higher high right there. That's usually the end of the first wave. Second wave is an ABC pattern. So we're seeing an A, which is the lower low, B, which is a higher low, and then C is typically a lower low as well. And from there, the price typically recovers and continues on its merry way. There's a strong probability we're going to see the price recover and hold this level at 163. And as you can tell, if you take a look here, this little candle wick down, we're seeing a lot more volume pumping in here, and it's definitely looking pretty decent to be able to potentially hold that level. Okay? So again, statistically speaking, we're more likely than not to bounce off that level. But of course, you do typically want to wait for the price action to consolidate and hold that level first before you take entry. We're not there yet, so just a little ways off. Hopefully this makes sense and I described it correctly. That's essentially the things we're looking for. One very last thing here, of course, as well, is we do still have that resistance level between 210 and 230. That will bridge that gap when we get there, but that has proven to be a previous resistance zone. So ideally, we're going to cross the 173 or higher today, and then that would give us the incentive to want to go long at that point. But again, wait for confirmation above or below the cloud at this point, because we are in a situation where likely range bound between 163 and 173. There's a strong probability we'll be stuck in that range. All right, thanks again for joining me here. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, of course. Thanks again. We'll see you on the next video. Take good care of yourself.